The New Balance More version 5 is one mammoth of a shoe. Packed with loads of soft, squishy cushioning underfoot, it has the potential to be one of the comfiest shoes of all time. Perfect for those longer runs, those recovery runs. So will it be crowned the king of comfort today, or will it end up being a clumpy, cumbersome waste of money? Well, today I've got all my thoughts on the More version 5, plus some comparisons with similar shoes that you might be torn between. As always on the channel, I bought this shoe 100% with my own money from Sports Shoes here in the UK to give you that completely honest, impartial, 100% unbiased review. Right, let's start out talking about how this compares to the outgoing version 4. I don't actually have my More V4 here anymore, but I had good fun testing it out. If you want to look at the review of that, I think it's over on my second channel anyway, we'll link to it down below. The updated version 5 has a wider geometry underfoot, but just really basically providing a lot more stability, which you need with these huge high stacked shoes, because yeah, this has now an extra 10mm. That's crazy, a whole centimetre extra stack height compared with the outgoing More V4. They've also updated the tongue. We've now got a nice gusseted tongue, giving a little bit of a better lockdown. And along with all of that extra stack height, of course, unfortunately, it comes with a little bit of extra weight. So an extra 19 grams of weight for me and my UK size 12. This is now tipping the scales at 374 grams. Right, let's check out the stats, the facts and figures. So the purpose of a shoe like this is for your long runs, your recovery runs, maybe your long walks as well, and for people that spend a lot of time on their feet day to day. So potentially people from working in retail, working in hospitals, you know who you are. It's a great shoe for people that are spending a lot of time on their feet, want to look after their legs and be nice and comfortable all day long. Price-wise, £140 this cost me here in the UK. We'll pop up the dollars, the Australian dollars, the Canadian dollars and the euros up on the screen now. Stack height at the back, 44mm, and we've got a 4mm drop overall. So 40mm stack at the front of the shoe. That is absolutely crazy. As I said, weight-wise, 374 grams for me. Version 4 was 353. With the upper of this shoe, we now have this engineered mesh with what they're saying is a seam-free construction to help with that comfort. Midsole-wise, we've got New Balance's Fresh Foam X midsole. Extra soft, very plush, very, very squishy here. This really does feel like you have marshmallows on the end of your feet. Outsole wise, we've just got two big patches of rubber, one at the front, one at the back, and then some exposed midsole here in the middle of the shoe. So there's a few durability concerns there, especially for some ultra runners, which this shoe might well appeal to. And you can get two different widths available, although the standard shoe is pretty wide, as I keep saying, but of course, wider footed runners go for the wide size. You can get a men's and women's fit, and it was true to size for me. Right, let's get stuck into all of my likes. So my first like with the New Balance More version 5 is quite simply one word: comfort. It is absolutely amazing. Probably the most comfortable shoe I've ever run in. It's very soft at all speeds, but it's not really mushy. You don't have to worry about sort of this big squishy mess that's not propelling you forward. It really doesn't feel too dead at all. Yes, you can pick up the pace in the shoe. Given this rocker that it has at the front of the shoe, you can get a really good turnover going that's really nice. Plenty wide enough to give no sort of irritation, no hot spots, no blisters or anything like that. Just out of the box comfort right from day one. A slightly sort of minor thing though, it doesn't have a pull tab at the back, but it's fine to get off and on anyway. My second like with the shoe is this super stable, very wide platform that this shoe has, and a roomy toe box as well at the front of the shoe. It really is the amount of width and stability that a shoe with this amount of stack height needs. Sometimes when you get this high stack height shoe, the stability isn't very good and you can risk rolling an ankle. You don't have to worry about something like that with a shoe like this. As I say, it comes in the regular width, which is decent, but wider footed runners that go for that wider toe box. Just this larger surface area on the bottom of the shoe just gives you a lot more confidence in the corners. And I like this sort of flaring at the back of the shoe as well. It's just really nice design touches at the back of the shoe. And then my third like with this shoe is the ride is super smooth. As I said, that rocker at the front of the shoe, heel strikers are going to love this. We've got a nice sort of rocker-ish at the back of the shoe there, so you can just transition through the foot strike super smoothly. Just a really nice shoe for cruising along. If you're on an easy run, you just want to pick up the pace from more of a cruisy pace, this shoe will handle that really nicely. No heel slips, good lockdown in the shoe as well. Really like the improved tongue, nothing moving around there, and yeah, nice ankle comfort at the back, no irritations or anything like that. And then finally, my fourth like, it is a great option not just for running. I know some people that like to watch my videos that aren't runners, they're looking for a nice comfortable all-day shoe, you can get this spec'd in all black as well. So if you like to look a little bit smarter. Right, it's not all smiles. Let's have a chat about my dislikes. The first one being, you can't get away. This is a big shoe. It is definitely on the heavy side, but a lot of shoes in this category are going to be like that. But it would have been nice just to be a little bit lighter there. What do you guys think about lightness and heavy shoes like this? They can do it. The 1080 has got a good amount of foam in here and is significantly lighter. I think it's slightly sort of different density foams between these two shoes. But the weight of the shoe is distributed really nicely throughout, and it doesn't feel too heavy when you've got it on. It doesn't even feel too heavy in the hands. The second dislike with this shoe is it's definitely a shoe on the stiff side. Now, it doesn't have a plate in this shoe, but it's definitely just that sheer amount of foam. It is a little bit on the stiff side. I personally quite like that, but not absolutely everybody will. And my third dislike with the shoe is just this updated upper. It's really not the most breathable. This is quite thick, so if you are someone that's going to be running some hotter, humid climates, you might want to avoid something like this. But really, for anything you get in the UK, you're going to be absolutely fine. Right, we're just going to compare it quickly to some other options out there that you might be thinking about. Firstly, the most obvious one, the 1080 version 13. The 1080 is a lot lighter here. Probably just has got a slightly less dense version of the Fresh Foam X foam in there. I wasn't a big fan of that foam. It just felt quite mushy. But yes, the More 5, slightly on the heavier side, but a lot more stable, which I really like. The 1080 is just a lot more versatile with that lightweightness. It has just got a more of a pace range that you can use it for, whereas the More V5, more of an easy and recovery run shoe only. One of the other classics, the Hoka Bondi version 8, very similar geometry with that shoe, but it's a lot firmer, and it's quite an old shoe now. It's really due an update. Hopefully that won't be very far away. Better for those that want that max stat shoe without that super soft, squishy feeling. But for me, the More 5 definitely wins here. I just really like this nice super soft, squishy foam for my recovery runs. And then finally, probably, well, it is the shoe I said was the most comfortable shoe last year. The Asics Gel Nimbus version 26 is a lot lighter, well, a little bit lighter than the More V5, and also a little less chunky as well. Comfort is definitely on par. I definitely prefer the stability in the More V5, and the feel, I just like I'm getting a little bit better energy return in this shoe, so I can just pick up the pace a little better, and also £40 cheaper, so quite a significant saving there price-wise. Right, conclusion time. Do I recommend this shoe? Well, definitely yes. This is my go-to recovery run shoe right now. I really do prefer it just a little bit over the Gel Nimbus 26, which is what it's replacing in my rotation. Is it worth the upgrade over version 4? Well, I think so. This has got significant improvements. Quite surprised with the amount of improvements that New Balance have managed to get into this shoe. It's a lot smoother, it's much more lively, much more fun. It can pick up the pace a little bit better as well, and also just better lockdown and comfort in version 5. So if you've got the budget for it, then definitely splash out on version 5. So who should be buying a shoe like the More version 5? Well, someone looking to add a shoe into the rotation for those slower runs of the week, those easy runs, those recovery runs, those longer runs as well, so long as you're not looking to pick up the pace too much. Ultra runners, I'd really recommend a shoe like this for some of your flat ultra runs, something in the UK, maybe like a Thames Path shoe, as long as it's not too wet in the second half of the run. But ultra runners, if you're running on prepared surfaces, your tarmacs, fire roads, just prepared surfaces, this will be a fantastic option to take on those. Yes, it's a little bit on the heavy side, but it's super comfortable to offset that. And then finally, just people who need that all-day comfort at work as well. Then will I be keeping it? Definitely. Really enjoyed this shoe. It is not going on eBay, I'm afraid. Right, next video, we've talked a lot about comfort in the shoe. Up here, we've got my most comfortable shoe review, so go and check that out. And this would have certainly featured it if I had the shoe when I recorded that video. That's it, guys. Keep on working hard, keep on getting it done. Let me know what you want to see reviewed on the channel next, and we'll see you very soon in the next one.